Roger Cook's having to work on his junket.
First international trip as Premier of Western Australia. Heads to Indonesia to talk up trade and investment opportunities and get in a little Irish dancing. And within 24 hours of landing, Jakarta slaps a ban on West Aussie cattle, which didn't just catch the cows by surprise. Lumpy skin disease is being blamed. That's on the cows, not Rog.
Moo?
Detected in 8 animals, and now there are worries about the live cattle trade that is worth some big bucks to the state's far north.
The Kimberley needs a superhero.
Thank goodness our self-professed Cape Crusader is right on the scene.
Finally, you've made Batman.
Cook, who is revelling in being Batman after years of playing Boy Wonder to our local Dark Knight, will need to deploy all his superpowers to save the trade.
Know your limits, Master Wayne.
Batman has no limits.
The good news for Rog is if he needs some support in the cattle standoff, he can always call in Batcow, which, believe it or not, is a thing in the world of DC Comics and in corners of the internet that shouldn't be explored too thoroughly.
Albo's hoping Farnsey's still a superhero.
John Farnham has one more farewell tour in him. The PM is banking on Australia's unofficial national anthem becoming a lightning rod for the yes vote.
We have the chance to turn the pages over.
Will we get swept up in a nostalgic sense of unity and come together as one people? Or will we just get stuck on the second line of the chorus? We're trying, John, we really are.
It could be the circuit breaker that Albo needs.
Any positive news is welcome at the moment. Polls showing it's not just the voice that's on the nose, it's also Anthony Albanese and his government. No vote now at 53% compared to 38% for yes. For the first time, the naysayers have an outright majority. And Peter Dutton's team have edged out Labor 37% to 35% on the primary vote. The question Albo's asking himself is, are the polls accurate?
Are they reflecting the views of everyone?
Valid question. Think about who responds to an opinion poll. Who, when they pick up the phone and gets an automated voice asking them to spend 5 minutes of their life they won't get back answering random questions, says, yes, that's a good use of my time.
Old people.
Who will talk to anyone?
Ah, there's an interesting story behind this nickel.
Also weird people.
Whab.
Not Gen Y and millennials who are always on their phones but rarely because they're contributing to the public debate or anything. So polls are skewed to older, weirder voters.
I set the toaster to 3, medium brown.
Who we know are more likely to oppose the voice at the expense of younger people who we know are more likely to tick yes, if they can be bothered showing up at the polling booth.
Whatever.
That's another big unknown.
What happens if there's a low turnout on October 14 because it's raining and soft young people stay in bed? Or the oldies discover there's something particularly interesting on daytime TV?
Mad luck!
Voting is compulsory in a referendum, but not everyone will be that keen for a democracy Dagwood. So who's more committed? No voters or yes voters?
Peter Dutton's committed.
If the voice fails, he's going to send us back to the polls again so we can vote on whether to give a shout out to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders in the Constitution. Period. It's how you look like you give a f*** without actually having to give a f***.
Good politics?
Absolutely. And without a pesky voice whispering in their ears, politicians can get back to doing what they've done for the past 2 centuries. Ignore the plight of Indigenous Australians because it's too expensive to fix the housing, health and education problems blighting that part of our society. Plus, because there's no votes in it.
Cynic.
Realist. You know what rheumatic heart disease is? Caused by a throat infection, which if left untreated scars your heart valves and often kills you. Strep throat is easily and cheaply treated with antibiotics, so rheumatic heart disease is seen only in the poorest areas of the world, sub-Saharan Africa and regional Australia. Aboriginal kids are dying from sore throats because we don't employ enough doctors to diagnose them and write a $6.80 script. We don't need a voice to tell us that's a problem. I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.